is the steel and aluminum tariff issue big news for China right now, or not?
Well, obviously, the Chinese are tracking very carefully what the administration is doing on trade, and their reaction is similar to what their reaction has been on a lot of issues. They're waiting and seeing what the next step is going to be. For President Xi, he very clearly wants to have a good, positive trade relationship with the United States, and we saw that in the fact that he dispatched his soon-to-be vice premier in charge of finance and trade, Liu He, to come to the United States right before the National People's Congress with a very big delegation to try and negotiate, or at least get the process started of negotiating what was going to happen between the U.S. and China on trade.
So as you look forward to this National People's Congress, what is the most important thing you're looking for? Is it a foregone conclusion, this removal of the term limit for President Xi?
Well, I think there's obviously a lot of talk about what's happening with the removal of the term limit, and symbolically it's very important. But the reality is President Xi's strength comes from his position of General Secretary of the party, and there are no term limits on that. And as he has consolidated his leadership, he's used the party to essentially govern China so that it becomes the supreme over the military, the bureaucracy, and these kinds of things. So I think the symbolism of the removal of term limits is obviously very important, but the actuality is not that much. I mean, Deng Xiaoping, for example, was clearly in charge until his death, and he had very few titles. But coming out of the NPC, I think one of the most important things is to look at the people that the president puts in place into various positions and how they restructure the bureaucracy.